The idea of armored vehicles first emerged in the early 1900s. The importance of tanks has grown rapidly with the major wars that have taken place since then. Although modern combat vehicles have diversified, tanks still play a very important role in wars. Whether for defensive or offensive purposes, they are used as a major deterrent. The main battle tank is a force to be reckoned with and can perform a wide range of functions on the battlefield. Despite significant advances in drone technology and artificial intelligence, tanks have been a highly effective force in battle for over 100 years. Main battle tanks are equipped with the most high-tech components in the world. Designed with factors such as firepower, mobility, and defensive capability in mind, tanks are produced with a fine balance in this equation. While the research and development process for tanks takes decades, this also has an impact on cost, costing billions of dollars to manufacture. Tanks must maintain this balance while being offered to the global market. Modern tanks produced today are some of the most expensive equipment any country buys for its armies. Here is some information on the subject. Number 1. Type 99, $2.5 million. The Type 99 tank, also known as the ZTZ-99, is a Chinese main battle tank that first entered service in 2001. This tank, which is intended to replace the old Type 88 tanks, is a third-generation vehicle. More than 1,200 Type 96 tanks have been produced, and since it is much cheaper than the Type 99, it constitutes a large part of China's tank forces. Production of the Type 96 began in 1998. Most of China's military expansion efforts focus on naval and air superiority. It is unclear whether China needs such a large land force, but the Type 99 is certainly an impressive tank that can compete with its Russian and American rivals. Originally based on the older T-72 tank, the current Type 99 has been mass-produced in recent years to make it an effective and vital part of the People's Liberation Army. The Type 99 tank's armament is now similar to both the Russian T-90 and the US-made M1 Abrams. It is also equipped with advanced sensors and electronic systems that help it track enemy tanks and provide accurate data for targeting. In terms of protection, it also features composite armor and explosive reactive armor to reduce damage to the tank from incoming projectiles. Costing $2.5 million per unit, the Type 99 is the most expensive tank in the Chinese Army. It is much more expensive than the Type 96. Therefore, we understand why China produces more Type 96 tanks. Although not as advanced as the Type 99, the Type 96 tank is much more cost-effective, so the Type 96 tank is quite high in the Chinese inventory. Number 2. Merkava 4, $3.5 million. Merkava is the generic name for the main battle tanks used by the Israel Defense Forces as part of its armored corps. The first of these tanks entered service in 1979 and has been upgraded with various updates over the years. The latest Merkava IV Barak variant was first delivered to the IDF in 2023. A maximum of 400 units of this model are expected to be released. What makes the Merkava IV Barak stand out is its strong defense. Equipped with the Trophy Active Protection System, the tank can automatically track and fire any potential threat. Therefore, it can shoot down drones, missiles, and other projectiles without any intervention from the crew. It also has composite and modular armor that can withstand many attacks. Being equipped with a 120mm smoothbore cannon makes this tank incredibly powerful. Other countries wishing to purchase the Merkava IV, the latest model of the tank, will have to pay around $10 million per unit. This is much higher than the production cost of the tank. In 2003, the Israel Defense Forces paid only $3.5 million for each Merkava IV delivered to the Army. Number 3. T-14 Armata, $3.75 million. The T-14 Armata is a Russian main battle tank weighing 55 tons. It has a 152mm main gun capable of firing vacuum-1 shells. It is also equipped with an armor-piercing fin-stabilized firing subboat, APFSDS projectile that can penetrate even the heaviest weapons. With a range of more than a mile, it is one of the most powerful armored tanks. The tank is also armed with a Cord 12.7mm machine gun and a PKTM 7.62mm machine gun that can engage close-range targets. Russia started developing the T-14 in 2014. It has also developed many different prototypes. Equipped with an A85 3A turbocharged diesel engine, the T-14 tank can reach a top speed of more than 50 miles per hour and has a range of more than 300 miles. This makes it a highly maneuverable and agile tank despite its large size and weight. Its heavy armor made of steel and composite materials provides good protection against incoming attacks. In addition, the tank's low design makes it very difficult to detect and shoot down. Despite the long development process and financial problems, the T-14 is a relatively inexpensive tank compared to many other tanks currently in production. It is known that the cost per tank of the basic version is only $3.75 million. However, the prices of other variants of the tank can reach up to $5 million. Number 4. T-90M, $4.5 million. The T-90 tank is a Russian-made main battle tank designed to replace the obsolete T-72 tank, which first entered active service in 1969. Uralvagonzavod developed this tank, which was delivered to the Russian army in 1992. It is one of Russia's third-generation tanks deployed in the war zones in Syria, Azerbaijan, and Ukraine. The T-90 uses the 1A45T fire control system. It also has a reinforced 125mm 2A46 smoothbore main gun. Countries such as India, Iraq, Syria, and Algeria have purchased the T-90 and added it to their inventory. This has enabled the T-90 to prove its popularity outside Russia as well. With its composite, steel armor, and explosive reactive armor systems, it seems to have a strong defense capability, at least on paper. In fact, it has proved to be vulnerable to close-range RPG fire or other attacks. Nevertheless, Russia was able to sell thousands of these tanks to other countries. What makes the T-90 so attractive is, of course, its price. Older models and versions without modern technological equipment cost between $2.5 million and $3.5 million. However, the price of the T-90M models modified with a new design and extra powerful engine is $4.5 million. Number 5. Challenger 2, $5 million. The Challenger 2 is the UK equivalent of third-generation main battle tanks, such as the M1 Abrams and Leopard 2. A development of the Challenger 1, this tank entered service in 1994. It has a few upgrades compared to its rivals. The Challenger 2 has a 120mm L30 rifled gun and a maximum range of 37 miles with a top speed of 340 miles per hour. It is a tank reinforced with unique Dorchester 2 armor and two 7.62mm chain guns. The Challenger 2 sacrifices speed and agility in exchange for lethality and protection. Started in 1990, the tank was first used by the British Army in 1998. Until this day, the Challenger 3 model was created by undergoing a wide reinforcement and upgrade process. More than 2 of the Challenger 400 tanks have entered service. The country of Oman uses the Challenger 2 as its main battle tank. In 2023, several Challenger 2 tanks were sent to Ukraine. In this war, it has the reputation of being invincible, as no Challenger 2 tank was destroyed in an enemy attack. The exact costs of the Challenger 2 have never been officially confirmed by the British government. However, reports reveal that it was produced at a cost of between €4 million and €4.2 million. This corresponds to approximately $5 million. Number 6. K2, the Black Panther, $8.5 million. The K2 Black Panther may not be as well known as other tanks, but that doesn't mean it isn't effective and lethal. It is a main battle tank that entered service in 2014 after more than a decade of design and development in South Korea. It has a K-STAM-2 system that can automatically target enemies. The French company Leclerc also has an advanced fire control system that can hit enemy units up to 6 miles away. The K2 Black Panther is a powerful and maneuverable tank with a self-loading 120mm L55 smoothbore gun and a Tognum MT-833 diesel engine. With its hydro-pneumatic suspension and a top speed of 42 miles per hour, it is a tank that is equally capable in urban and open terrain environments. It performs similarly to the M1 Abrams in most scenarios. Its success has led to its export to Poland, and the K2 Black Panther is also the basis for Turkey's Altay main battle tank. Other countries such as Egypt and Romania also intend to import the tank. The K2 Black Panther is officially one of the most expensive tanks in the world. The production cost reaches $8.5 million per unit. This figure does not include early development costs. Number 7. Arjun Mk1A, $9 million. The Arjun Mk1A is an updated version of the original Arjun third-generation main battle tank, first delivered to the Indian Army in 2004. Considered to be one of the worst tanks ever produced, this tank has several problems. It is a tank that is not suitable for India's geographical conditions, and its mobility is limited due to its large weight. The fact that it is largely manufactured with foreign components has resulted in the inability of Indian technicians and engineers to properly maintain the tanks. However, this did not prevent India from purchasing 118 tanks of the new Arjun Mk1A model. This version of the tank, which has undergone many improvements and upgrades, addresses many of the problems of its predecessor. Although the Arjun Mk1A is not a quality tank, it is being developed for the growth of the Indian defense sector. India's order for the Arjun Mk1A main battle tank is for 118 units with a unit cost of $9 million. Number 8. AMX-56 Leclerc, $9.3 million. The AMX-56 Leclerc, commonly known as the Leclerc main battle tank, is the backbone of the French Army's armored divisions. It is a tank designed to replace the AMX-30. An older tank, first designed in the 1980s and entered service in 1992. The AMX-56 Leclerc will soon be replaced by the Leclerc XLR as France upgrades its existing stock to the new standard. In addition to France, the United Arab Emirates and Jordan also use the AMX-56 Leclerc. The total number of tanks produced since its launch is over 800. The French tank has a 120mm F1 smoothbore gun, compatible with standard NATO ammunition, and an automatic loader that can fire 9 rounds per minute. Manufactured by Nexter Systems, the tank is characterized by high mobility and an emphasis on active protection to prevent or intercept incoming fire, rather than withstanding large amounts of damage. Only a crew of 3 is required to operate the AMX-56 Leclerc, which is less than is usually required for third-generation tanks. Although costs for the upgraded Leclerc XLR variant are not available, the original model was one of the most expensive tanks ever built when it first entered production. It is equivalent to approximately $9.3 million in today's money. Number 9. M1A2 SEP Abrams, $19 million. The M1 Abrams has always been a tank used on the battlefields where the U.S. Army has been involved for over 40 years. The first main battle tank of this type joined the U.S. Army in the 1980s. It was named in honor of General Crichton W. Abrams. The M1 Abrams has been continuously updated over the years with new features and improved systems. It features Chobham armor, a 120mm smoothbore cannon, and a 1,500 horsepower engine capable of reaching a top speed of 42 miles per hour. The M1A2 SEP Abrams is an upgraded variant of the basic M1A2, first produced in 1992. This 2015 model features updated anti-tank protection, a new thermal sight, graphite coating for armor, and a digital battlefield management system that automatically tracks friendly forces on digital maps. It is equipped with trophy active protection systems to protect against incoming projectiles. According to an agreement reached with Poland, the European country paid $4.75 billion to acquire 250 M1A2 SEP Abrams tanks. Romania, meanwhile, spent $1.07 billion for 54 tanks, which puts the unit cost of the tanks at around $19 million. Number 10. Leopard 2A8, $30 million. Along with the M1 Abrams, the Leopard 2 tank is arguably the world's most successful and widely used tank. The third-generation tank was first developed in the 1970s for the exclusive use of the West German armed forces and entered service in 1979. At least 3,600 are known to have been produced. Faced with superior numbers from East Germany and its Soviet allies, West Germany aimed to produce a technologically advanced model that would outperform rival tanks on the battlefield, and it certainly succeeded. The 1,500 horsepower engine allows the tank to operate on all types of terrain and reach a top speed of 42 miles per hour. In terms of firepower, the tank has a 120mm main gun that can be fired on the move thanks to a stabilization system and two 7.62mm machine guns. The addition of various fire systems and targeting computers, as well as new armor protection, transforms the Leopard 2 into a lethal, accurate, and maneuverable main battle tank. It was exported to many countries throughout NATO and abroad. In addition to many European countries, countries such as Chile, Singapore, and Qatar have also added this tank to their inventory. Recent orders show that the cost of the most modern version of the tank, the Leopard 2A8, is incredibly high. Germany has pledged to buy 2023 new tanks to replace the tanks it donated to Ukraine in $578 million, or about $30 million each, in 18. The Netherlands, meanwhile, is buying 12 less advanced Leopard A4 tanks for about $14 million each. It's crazy, isn't it? Do you think it is right to spend so much money on tanks? Let us know what you think. Goodbye, mates.